There are millions of acres of wilderness in the United States that don't allow a single-wheeled device. You can't take a car, or a wheelbarrow, or a wagon. But you're allowed to take an airplane. It's the only way you can get there. And it's the only way I'd want to get there. My name is Evan Robinson. I'm a visual storyteller and photographer, and a pilot. As my work started to become larger and more commercial, I started to shoot more slowly, more methodically, on static sets. Evolution was starting to become something I was struggling with. And suddenly, flying came into my life. The patterns that nature makes are profoundly more beautiful than the patterns of our cities. Taking inspiration from those vistas has changed the way that I work, even in the studio shooting a still life. When you fly by yourself, it really feels like you've just strapped on a pair of wings. All you're thinking about is, what's the light doing? Where are the mountains the most beautiful? How do we want to fly the airplane today? You can move miles in the course of a few minutes. You can change your altitude. You can shoot a mountain peak from beneath the ridge line, crest over to the top of it, shoot it from the other side, watch a cloud move, and then come back. It's the ultimate in dynamic photography. I didn't start flying with the intention of putting a camera out the side of an airplane. I started to fly because I loved the idea of doing what my grandfather did. My grandfather flew bush planes in Alaska, he drove propane trucks in Montana, he ranched cattle in the Central Valley of California, but flying was his escape. That was when he was happiest. When I decided to learn how to fly, I didn't slowly get into the process and kind of take time. I decided that that was something I really cared about. And then that was all I did. The airplane I fly is made out of steel tubes and fabric. We fly simple aircraft in the backcountry, not because a more complex aircraft would be more useful. It's because something more complex would get in the way. Your wings are 5 feet away from a tree tip, and I promise you're not thinking one bit about the RPM you're spinning. You're feeling the aircraft, feeling the air around it, and using all the judgment and the experience you have to figure out where there's good air and where there's bad air. You're completely immersed in that airplane, and it's a part of you. There's an emotional connection to everything that we bring into the cockpit, and a lot of that is a connection to the past. It's a connection to our heritage. It's a connection to the aviators that have forged the path before us. There's a joy to being in the air. It's a freeing experience. But at the end of the day, we didn't learn to fly to do circles up above a mountain ridge. We learned to fly to access places that few others get to go to become closer to something very fundamental as humans. And the feeling of community from that, and the way that wisdom can be transferred through the generations because of that, is a big part of the joy of taking to the backcountry in a small aircraft.